Hi, today we are going to learn to categorize triangles. You can see in front of you that you have 3 baggies of string. I'm not going to talk to you about those baggies yet, but I want you to build triangles, 3 triangles. At this time, my students would be taking out their string, and inside of their baggies, they will have 3 pieces of string that are 5 centimeters, and then the second baggie will have 2 5-centimeter pieces of string along with an 8-centimeter piece of string, and then the last baggie has different lengths of string. After a few minutes of working, I would gather my students to the carpet and ask them, what do you notice? Okay, great. Start listing all of their aha moments or all of the things that they noticed as they were building. I would question them on if they found any that had equal sides, and then we would describe and draw them together. After taking down the notes, I'm sure to have found the 3 types of triangles that I want to teach, which is why they had string the way they were. So, oh, look what you found. You found that in the first baggie that had 3 pieces of string that are the same, that the triangle was equal. You are right. That triangle had the same length string, and so the triangle sides are equal. We call that triangle an equilateral triangle. I always remember that just because I see the equal in the beginning and it reminds me that the lengths are equal. Great job. What else did you notice? Ooh, you noticed in the second baggie where you had 2 pieces of string that were the same and then 1 shorter piece of string. You notice that the length of the sides of 2 sides were the same and they were long, and then there was another piece that made a shorter bottom. We call that an isosceles triangle. Say that with me. That's a tricky word. Great. All right. Ooh, and look at this. You noticed that you were able to build a triangle with all different lengths of sides, 1 longer side, 1 shorter side, and then a very long side. Oh, that is fantastic. We call that a scaling triangle, where we have all different lengths of the sides. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to hand out a 3x5 card, and I want you to use that card and look around our classroom and discover triangles. I want you to look around and see what you can find, and then I want to come back to the carpet and see. All right, 5 minutes goes on. Here they come back. Ooh, fantastic. Let's list down some of the things that you noticed while you were wandering around this classroom. Oh, okay. Something I didn't tell you before you practiced, but you've told me, is that the corner of your card shows a right angle. You are so amazing. That means that that right angle at any point of your 3x5 card has 90 degrees. It is just one of those angles equals 90 degrees. That is fantastic. Now I want you to go back out and I want you to see if you can find triangles that also equal 90 degrees. And off they go. Perfect. Come back to the carpet. You found some. Fantastic. Where did you find those? Now, did any of you find an angle in a triangle or anywhere around our classroom that seemed smaller than 90 degrees? All right, let's list those ideas. Fantastic. Now, those angles that were less than 90, they are called acute. I remember this, boys and girls, because I always thought that they were so cute because they were little, and that reminded me that those angles were less than 90 degrees. Now go back out and see what you can find that's less than 90 degrees. Perfect. See you in a few minutes. Great job, students. Now, while you guys were wandering around, I noticed that some of you were finding an angle that we hadn't talked about yet that was greater than 90 degrees. Did any of you guys find that? You did. Okay, now I want to tell you what that's called. An angle that is greater than 90 degrees is called an obtuse angle. Can you say that with me? Obtuse. Fantastic. So an obtuse angle or an obtuse triangle would have one of those parts are going to be bigger. You're going to notice that they're spreading out. And that means that that 90-degree angle that we could find in that perfect right triangle, guess what? It's going to extend, and that makes it obtuse. Now, I am super excited, but you guys are going to create these on your own. So I'm going to give you some more tools, and I want you to create those 3 types of triangles for me. The right triangle, the acute triangle, and the obtuse triangle. And when we're finished with that, I'm going to give you a little assessment and see if you and a partner can take this baggie of triangles and sort them for me. I want you to sort them into 3 groups together, and then we'll check with another group and see what you got. All right, great job. You guys go ahead and get busy.